Hey guys, so I'm out here in Lusk, Wyoming at the temporary offices for Wyoming Virtual Academy, and across the hall is this cool leather working place, and they're gonna show us what they do and how they make things, and kind of take us through what it takes to be a leather worker and some of the projects they're working on. So it should be pretty cool, I think. Hope you enjoy the field trip.
You can edit this and
Yep.
we can do retakes.
Yeah, we can do that. So tell me who you are and where we're at.
You guys are joining me at Cow Camp Saddlery, and then my name is Mark Barkus, owner and operator. Today we'll kind of show you a little bit about our process of tooling a piece of leather.
How'd you get into this line of work?
Well, it kind of started out when I was about 5 or 6. My dad kind of played with it, and then as I got into junior high school, I needed gear, and gear was expensive, so I just started making it, and kind of grew into a hobby, and as a hobby to a business.
So needing gear, did you grow up on a ranch around here?
Yeah, I worked ranches all over Wyoming, Colorado.
Okay. Did you do any special kind of training or schooling for it, or just on your own?
Pretty much just what little bit I'd learned from my dad, and then just watching other people and looking at other people's work. And, back when I started, there wasn't YouTube, and there wasn't virtual academies, and there wasn't Facebook or anything. It was trial and error. I'd see pictures like in a Western Horseman of something I liked, and I'd just try and emulate it, build it, and that's just kind of how it got started, with more of a necessity and the desire to be able to say I did it myself.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a lot of demand for leather working and stuff like that?
there is a large demand for it. I know of a it's a forum on website type forum thing, and there's over 20,000 members, so there's a lot of people doing it, and they're not all making it their profession, but they're all building stuff. So there is a lot that can be done with leather, from purses to wallets to shoes to, I mean, it's amazing the stuff that's being made. They're making armor. Reenactors are making armor. So the thing about it is it's just the dead cow, and you can find them around and work with their hides. And I mean, it's a readily available source for clothing and protection and beauty. I mean, there's people that just tool just pictures to go on walls. I mean, there's a little bit of leather work that just almost everybody can find something they could do if they wanted to.
Where do most of your customers come from? Do they walk into the shop here, or
That's
around
a good
the state?
question. I'd say that probably 50% of our customers come from out of the county. We ship stuff all over the world. We have a how-to DVD on making chinks, and then we have, I think it's 9 or 10 patterns that we sell, and we've got them in 13 countries. So that part of it is worldwide. We've sold ready-made stuff for custom-made stuff to Canada, to Mexico, and Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, California. Yeah, it's just all over the place. So.
Here you go.
Do you have an online website or presence or anything?
We have a website where we do some of it, and then we also have Facebook, which is huge. Probably the best is word of mouth, and then they'll look us up through Facebook or something like that. But,
So if someone wants to place an order from out of the county or out of the country, they just call the shop and place an order?
call and place an order, or look us up on Facebook, email, text, Instagram, you name it. You got to be in it all these days if you're gonna work the market.
If the kids go on Facebook, what are they looking for? Cow Camp or your
Cow
name?
Camp Saddlery.
Cow Camp Saddlery. Okay.
Yeah, you can look us up there, or it's www.cowcampsaddlery.com.
Okay.
But Facebook is by far the fastest, easiest way.
Okay.
Instagram is Cow Camp Saddlery too, so
Okay.
you can see pictures or messages that way. Kind of the leather. Tools. Tools range from it's crazy.
What are some of the basic tools that you need? Or
Well, a
use?
basic tool that you're gonna need is a layout tool. You'll need a swivel knife. You're gonna need a camouflage tool. You're gonna need a parashader or a thumbprint, as they're known. This one here is lined. They come in smooth, horizontal line, vertical line.
And each of those, are you tapping on them to make indentations? and all
Yeah,
that?
these are what will make the whole pattern come out of. This is a beveler. This is a veiner. These are called bar grounders, and we'll use them in the background. And then we have a type of seeder which we'd use for seed pods and flower centers and stuff like that. So those are kind of your 7 basic, 8 basic. I guess we got 7 of them here that are considered your 7 basic tools. Of these right here. We're going to tool a flower here, and we'll add a mule's foot, and who knows, we may add a couple more. We'll just see how it goes, but that's just because we've got extra tools that we can work with. There's about 10,000 tools out there that you can use to achieve what you want. Different sizes, different shapes. It's just crazy the amount of tools that are out there that you can work with. What we're kind of showing you there is the carving is what we're going to do. So we're going to carve a flower. That flower will look pretty much like that when it's done.
You can see how thick that leather is, and the back's just that rough side, and then this side's smooth.
Yep. This is the hair side.
Okay.
It's where the hair would be on the animal.
And this is
This
the
is
inside.
the flesh side or the inside, yeah.
Okay.
So, there's also other tools that you can use that are a little more simple. I'm not going to say they're simple necessarily, but they just make a simpler design. Lots of different designs out there. These are just a few of the patterns that we'll use different tools to create different designs. There's one that kind of looks like a flower.
Yeah.
Here's one with the barbed wire stamp. This is This would be a border. And that is a barbed wire stamp. Just turned a different direction to get a whole nother effect.
Yeah.
This is what we call a crazy stamp. That one's all carved. Here's using this one particular box stamp and doing it in different formations and adding different stamps to it to get different effects. So yeah,
So let me show them here. So you can see that kind of diamond look, and that same diamond is there, and that same diamond is there.
Yep.
But around it, they do different stamps. So
yeah. So if you look, there's a diamond, diamond, diamond. And in this one, there's a diamond, 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 and we've just put something in the middle of each one of these.
yeah.
And the same thing down here, diamond, diamond. And then we've added a different design right there also.
Sorry to rush you, just my dad got home and it's hard to keep from him.
Yeah, we can take. Drawn by other workers. This one and this one were drawn by the same individual out in California. And this is a California, typical California style of tooling. They use a veiner tool more than say a Sheridan style. It's more open. This here is a guy by the name of Clay Miller does this. He's out of Texas now. Just a different take. I had these guys tool different. This is my shaft yoke design that I use a lot on all my shafts. So as you can see, there's different tooling patterns that different guys have done using my pattern, and we're trying to put a book together to show that there's so many different ways to take the same general shape and add different styles of carving to it.
Yeah.
This guy's name is Troy West. You can look him up on Facebook. He built President George Bush, the senior, a saddle. He's also a silversmith, so he did the silver work and everything. So that's just kind of cool that and he doesn't do shafts, so to have him carve those for me was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I looked at those guys like that to get ideas to help me become better at what I do. I don't get to go to classes. Classes are expensive and they take me out of the shop. So there's a lot of stuff online now that didn't used to be.
Yeah.
When I started out, if you went to a saddle shop and you asked how to do it, they'd cover it up and tell you that they were busy or tell you stories because they were afraid people were going to take their work.
Yeah.
And so they didn't share a lot of stuff when I started. So it was trial and error. Today, there's huge amounts of information out there, and people are willing to help teach. We do classes here. I mean, for 4-H students and the like, we have tried and set up classes for shaft making and stuff like that. We've had a guy from Texas that's good friends come up, and we helped work on a saddle and whatnot. So it's just lots of things that is out there for people that might be interested in getting in it now. What I'm doing here is I'm casing this piece of leather so that it'll be ready for us when we get to the tooling portion.
What is casing the leather?
Casing is taking and putting moisture into it so that your tools work properly. You can see this is the piece that's dry. It's natural in color. This is a piece that we've wet, And you can still see it's not gotten all the way through.
Just
So
the surface.
just the surfaces. So by putting it in on this rock, this cool rock or marble will help pull that moisture into it. If it's something we're gonna tool, a lot of times we'll put it in a plastic bag for 30 minutes so that it equals out that moisture, or we'll wet the whole thing and then let it dry back to its natural state.
Okay.
So, different things that you can do. So when we start drawing, first thing we want to do is pick out our object. So in this case, we're going to do a coaster.
So were you into art and drawing as a kid, or just leatherworking?
I drew, but I sure didn't draw then what I have to do now and what I've learned to do. So I personally like to have a border around all my stuff, just like this here piece has a border of the pattern, so it looks like it's framed.
Yeah.
So that's what I laid out first. Then I'm going to determine a direction that I want all my vines and leaves or flowers to go in. And so I work in a flower there or a petal there.
Okay. So this is the finished product. Took about, what, 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Sketch it out.
Yeah. So what we're looking for when you're drawing one is flow, that all the items are flowing in generally the same direction. You look at this as if you're looking down upon a flower, and the stem starts here, and then it kind of circles around up to the flower. And so you're taking a flat object and trying to give it a lot of depth and make it look 3D if at all possible. Definitely two-dimensional. These are called stickers, or would be the petals on the flower coming up. This is where your stem finishes and goes in underneath the flower. Of course, flower center. And you're just trying to keep everything flowing so it looks like it comes up from somewhere and ends at your flower.